Hey guys, we are live. Good morning to you. It just took me a moment to get into the hotel Wi-Fi so that we could have our morning discussion. I don't have any coffee this morning. I'm just drinking water because if you saw my video over on my other channel here on YouTube called Just Sonia Miller, it's my creative vlog, you will know that I'm no longer in Pennsylvania. I'm here in beautiful St. Augustine, Florida, where the sun is out, there is no snow, things are green. It's just marvelous here. I might not go back home. I'm looking at right now at a boat in the water. What is this life? What is this life? So it's just first thing in the morning, and today we are about to get out and enjoy some sightseeing. I have no idea. I've never been here before. Matt's never been here before, so this is a new spot for us. And so never get so busy building your business that you forget to make a life, right? And the whole reason why that you work is to be able to have a quality of life, be able to do things in life that you love, right? Brenda, good morning. Happy Saturday. Hey, Paul, how are you this morning? Jocelyn says, no sound here. Maybe click out, get back in. Somebody write for her. Click out, Jocelyn, get back in. Maybe that will help trigger it for you. Brenda, send warm weather. Oh, we did. We got out. We drove all Friday night before a major storm hit in Pennsylvania to get out. Otherwise, we would have been trapped inside the snow globe in the ice world. And we made the drive. We got to Florida yesterday. It's like a 15-hour drive. I think it's around 15. And then, of course, if you stop, you can add some extra time onto that. So we went to bed early last night. Today, we got a full day down here, and then we'll head back again. So we'd love to take these short, spontaneous trips just to get out and to get back, right? So nothing wrong with that. Hey, Chris, good morning to you. Oh, you love St. Augustine. You've been here before, Shirley. I'm excited to get out and really just, I don't know. And I'm an ocean girl, so when I get around the water, that's what I feel like. I feel the best, right? Like, I don't know. I feel like I can breathe. There's wind coming off the ocean. It doesn't feel so claustrophobic as when you live in an interior section of a state, all right? Or you're not near the water. I just grew up being able to access the ocean and stand on cliffs that were right on the ocean. So for me, I don't know, it just feels so much better. So I'm kind of sad, but it doesn't feel much better. So I don't have my coffee maker with me this morning. I'm drinking water. It is not the same. Water is good for your brain. But Matt's like, there's a coffee maker here. It's sitting right here on the desk with me, but I will not use it. Anybody else out there? Like, I get weirded out about a coffee maker in a hotel room. I have seen videos. I have seen weird things that happen in hotel rooms. And in fact, I saw a video this week before we came down here. And I don't know if anybody follows Shane Dawson. He's a big YouTuber, but he did a conspiracy thing about hotel rooms and how like once you see that video, or I'm sure if you've ever watched any conspiracy things about hotel rooms, where they've taken things like black lights into the room and you see things that you can't see with your naked eye, or you question yourself, like, should I really have that pillow on my bed? Was it washed? Or even like security cameras. I'm looking around going, okay, making sure nothing looks like something out of the unusual. Paul says, I grew up inland and only learned to enjoy the ocean when I moved to Sydney, Australia. Oh, and they have beautiful beaches over there, right? Lisa said, watch it. Ooh, I know. But once you watch it, you're like, is that really a smoke detector? Or is that one of those hidden cameras that you can buy off Amazon for a couple dollars? I mean, you probably have it, okay, because you're not a weirdo. But once you watch a episode like that and you begin to realize that if you went on Amazon, there are so many, there are hidden cameras that look like water bottles, that look like toasters, that look like smoke alarms, that look like tissue boxes, that just look like regular clocks. And it really freaks you out. It messes with you. Shonda, yes, glad it's not me. I know, right? Wasn't that weird, Lisa? I'm telling you, sometimes ignorance is bliss. Anyway, it's all good. I've checked the hotel room. I'm safe here. It's all good. Jan says it snowed here again last night. Jan, you're in West Virginia, right? I'm pretty sure you are. And when I drove through West Virginia, I thought about you because we were passing through West Virginia on Friday night about probably 1-2 o'clock in the morning. And it was like I was watching the weather as we were traveling through each area, trying to figure out, should we stop? But there was this major storm, and everywhere I kept checking, it was like broadening. So if we didn't get out of the storm, we would have got caught into it, right? Paul says, I'm pretty sure if people spotted my private life with hidden cameras, they would die of boredom. So sad you saw that. Yeah, you're gonna want to think twice now whether to spy on somebody or not, right? They'd move on. Same, they'd move on, Paul. I'm over here, reading the book and doing business, and they're like, that's too much work. I don't want to watch this girl anymore. Move on. Next. Bridget says, I would just like some nice snow in Maryland. Just one, like 1 inch or 1 day of good snow. I hear you. There was a big area of where the storm covered. So yeah, it always works out that way. The groundhog sees his shadow, tells us that spring is around the corner, and then we get hit with major snowstorms. Groundhog is right down here. They really have a good spring going on. So I think today it's going to be in somewhere around, last time I looked, maybe in the high 60s. And this is like a chillier day for down here this week. When I leave, it's going back up to like 81, back up to the 80 mark. But this is just nice down here because it's a whole lot warmer than we came from. So this feels really, really good, right? Tornado warnings. Yeah, and you guys had flooding down here too, coming down through South Carolina. A lot of like looking out off the road. There was a lot of flooding. Holy moly. Tornado and a thunderstorm. Isn't that so weird when it thunders and it snows at the same time? I saw that. I when we were driving, it was like may, be chance of thunder. And I'm like, there's a snowstorm, Matt, and there's thunder. Like how weird, like that's weird weather, right? So anyway, today I wanted to have our morning check-in. I'm sad I have no coffee. But anyway, you know what? Send me coffee, okay? Send me coffee. When I get out of this hotel room, I'm going to walk and find a nice little coffee shop and have breakfast. So it's going to be all good. So I wanted to pop in this morning and give you guys just some good coaching, some advice, something to keep in mind when you are writing titles for things. I had to write a title for today's video, and I titled it The Most Viral Words that you can use and how to get more reach when you use them, all right? So when you are writing a title for a video, when you are writing a title for a post, whether you're writing a title for a live broadcast you're about to do, that can be very, very important because people will determine really quickly whether or not they want to click on your video, whether or not they're going to read about your post or, whatever your post takes you to. So therefore, if you don't write a good title, then your reach is not going to be as good and your interaction because they're just not going to be interested. And therefore, the algorithm goes, well, not too many people are clicking, not too many people are watching. I guess that material really isn't that great. And therefore, we don't really have to show it to a whole lot of people because we don't, the proof doesn't show that there's a lot really going on there, right? So, did you know that the most viral headlines contain usually about 62 characters? If you were to take like all the videos that go viral, that really just hum, like they just go out there and they get all this reach and all this interaction and they get passed around, that's really not a lot of words as part of the title, right? Which speaks volumes because it tells you, and think about yourself as well, you don't want to read paragraphs, right? Especially when you're on social media. So you have a great photo, you have a great video, but if you have a paragraph written above it, people will get overwhelmed, they'll move on. But if it's short, it's snappy, and it's, it really just catches attention, that's going to be important. So you got to think about that as well. I have a couple videos right now that are going viral that have over last time. Like I have one that just says something to the effect of this week, like next time you see a cabinet door, think about, it's very, very basic words, like an idea for the next time you see a cabinet door. That's pretty simple. I mean, I didn't talk about all the things. I could have talked about my brand, Junk Monkey Paint. I could talk about all the stuff that I did within the video, but instead, that's how people think, right? That's how you think. Oh, so even when you write videos, if you think how you speak, that's a really cool look right there, right? Oh my gosh, think about the things that you say that seem natural, that you're not writing a paragraph. And just side note, if you're ever reaching out to a brand, if you're ever, writing something for anybody, for somebody else that you intend for them to read, you're doing yourself a disservice. You're doing yourself a disservice if you have a ton of, like if you have a paragraph. Like one of the things you might have to work on is really trying to strengthen just your talent with fewer words, right? Be a man, be a woman of fewer words, and let those words pack a punch and be nice and tight and compact. But a lot of people will just glaze over. They won't even pay attention to what you have going on. So yes, absolutely. Those are definitely trending words, Paul. Too funny. Trending words everywhere, right? And Paul's not even in the US, right? Paul, is it Australia you're in? And those words have gone viral all the way across the world, right? It's not local. So yeah, think about the words that are, and you could do that as well. You could, depending on what you write about, there's viral words that you will learn that's topical, that's going on right now, and people will click to hear your spin onto it. This morning, I want to talk about the most viral words that will get you more reach and more likely to go viral. I talked about one word last week, and that was the word you. Who watched that video where I talked about the word you and how people tune into WIIFM, what's in it for me, right? That's the station of our brain. So when you use the word you into a title, that's automatically one of the best ones that you can do. If you have written a title lately and you have included the word I, me, then that alone has probably slashed your reach. Your video, your post probably didn't go as far as it could have because you made it about you instead of about serving your audience and projecting your message to your audience, all right? When you use the word I in stuff, you know who can really get away with using the word I and stuff is when you really become to the point where you're a celebrity, okay? Celebrities will wake up people who have created and gathered up a large following. Now they're at their point where they can show a lot of the I parts, right? Like people are now more interested in them. Maybe it was the work. Maybe it was like whatever it is that you're doing that like whatever it is that you do, whether you're a chef, whether you're a painter, a baker, a maker, right? So when you do that, when you start off and you're just kind of building your audience on whatever it is that you do, people will follow you for that. But then as you grow, people become more interested in you. And that's when you can break into the I, right? 5 things that I do every morning. They don't care what you do unless you're a celebrity, unless you've achieved a status where now you have a following and now they're more curious about you, right? When we first start off, we have to remember that we have to make it about the other person. They'll eventually fall in love with us, but they don't know us yet, right? So what do? You focus on how you can serve them, right? Debbie says, I use too many words. That's okay. That's okay. Then you know what? The next one that you write, be more mindful. Knowledge is power, right? So the word you is very, very important because automatically it deflects from you and it's how you're going to improve, how you're going to educate, how are you going to inspire someone else, right? So they will click. The word your. Okay, let's get into a few more words. The word your. Put an R on the word you. How you are going to improve your life, right? 5 things to make your life better, make your morning better. 5 things to improve your headlines, right? All of a sudden, now you're like, okay, this actually seems like this could have an impact on my life. Therefore, I should read it. Does that make sense? Write the word you, write the word your, drill it into your brain, take it away from the word I, and switcheroo, right? Chris says, so can we go back and edit the title? Yes, you can. You can definitely do that. There are bigger companies out there that really, really get crazy with what I call crazy with the cheeses when it comes to marketing. They will write a bunch of different titles. They will see how they all work because not every title is equal, right? Some pack a punch more than others. Some are just more attractive than others. And there's been a lot of research done in your title and your photo or your video, and just to see the amount of people that clicks on it over here when it's called this versus over here, right? Yes, you can change the title, but I'm also going to throw in just an important warning, because as your business coach, I'm going to tell you, don't edit stuff too much, because Facebook algorithm, social media algorithms are set to pick up, right? If you're manipulating a lot of stuff or something that seems fishy, right? Like, why would somebody be changing the words in here a whole lot of times? Okay, it could raise a flag. So, but going in and editing something is fine, but I just don't want you to. But if you put something out there, if you've ever put a video out there and you even missed a word, like you just had a moment where you're like, oh my gosh, I left a word out of my post. You ever do that? I've done that before because we're human. Hello. You've written a title and it's going really, really well. And you left a word out, you spelled a word wrong. It auto corrected it and went ahead and posted. And you're like, no, don't change that word to that. But yet it goes. And when you see it, you realize, oh my gosh, people are liking it. I don't even mess with it. Don't even try to trigger the algorithm by them going, why are you stopping and editing this right here, right? If it goes and it flows and there's an error in it, then you know what? Don't even mess with it, because obviously if people were already responding to it, I wouldn't trip yourself up there, okay? I would not do anything to break that reach. Chris says, they took away my header this week. I deleted 4 things in 15 minutes. See what I'm saying? I'm glad you said that, because that's the truth. When I say it, that you can be flagged, when you can raise suspicion, if something, even if you've spelled something wrong, just let it go. Don't mess with it, because I wouldn't want you to hurt your reach that's already going well because you had a spelling word gone wrong or whatever. All right. So if you make a change, or you just make a change going forward, right? It is what it is. It is what it is. But yes, you will get better reach when you use the words you and your. And yeah, because it already, somebody's going to watch or read it and they feel like they're going to get really something out of it. All right. Here's another viral one. How to. And you're like, never. That's right. Oh, how many videos do you watch? How to videos, right? What did I title this? One of the parts of the way I titled it was how to get more reach. Well, how do you get more reach? You write viral titles. So I'm talking about words that you use to make your titles go viral, right? Words that attract people to watch your videos. So the word how to. How many times do you wake up going, I wish I knew how to do this. I wish I knew how to do that, right? And so no matter what world that we're in, there's always people that want to learn what you're doing. You're always steps ahead of somebody else, right? You're always an expert in somebody's eyes. You're right now listening to me because I have been in business for over a decade and ran a successful business. So you're like, oh my gosh, if she has a how-to video on something, I should probably click on it, right? Because she's going to demonstrate some good gems and I'm going to learn something and I'm going to gather something, right? You as the watcher. So if you're doing a project, whether it's, I don't know, how to, how to put on, how to freshen up your face with makeup in the morning, whether it's how to make a tasty, juicy mimosa in the morning. I'm in the tropical area, so now I'm thinking about mimosas this morning. How to pack your suitcase to fit the most stuff into it. I'm watching people with suitcases check out ahead of me. So think about a how-to video that you can do, and you're probably already doing them, but you might be having like some really crazy headlines that really don't even talk about what you're doing right now, like inside your video, inside your live video. So if part of your video is how to do XYZ, how to glaze, how to stencil, I'm the painter, those are some of the things that come out, make that part of your title, right? You can talk about other things and make sure you deliver on what is in your title so that inside that video, when they click, that's good, they're going to get it there, because otherwise that becomes things that's called like clickbait. When you find ways to write these catchy titles and then people watch you and there's no value inside that links back to the title, right? Don't do that, because people go, I fell for that one time. I know what you're doing there. You're doing it for clicks. It's clickbait, right? And so you're not really giving the value. And as a result, they don't see you as even being valuable and they don't follow you anymore. Let's see. Doesn't using the word you just encourage the worst clickbait? Why you will fail horribly unless you don't learn one neat. Now that's a little clickbaity, right? What does it even mean, right? Why you will fail horribly unless you don't learn one neat trick. So I would take that away from being very vague and being very like, what does that even mean, right? That's a lot of nothing, right? Take it away from being a lot of nothing, bring it into something else. So you could say something like, shortening that up and say, why learning this one neat social media trick will increase your views, and then deliver on that inside of it, right? What's really clickbaity is when you have something that's very vague, that might even mean a lot of things to a lot of people, and they get inside and there's not even anything there, right? You can have a title that makes people want to click. That doesn't mean that you don't give it value. That just means you make it interesting, right? But you've got to make sure you deliver. What gets really clickbaity and what gets really, really awful is when people just use good titles and there's no information inside the actual packet, inside the actual video. You're not even delivering on it. You're just doing it for clicks, right? And we see that a lot in the entertainment field. There might be an entire title about something and you click on it and maybe their face is in there once in a crowd in the background if you really look really, really far back there, right? I'm talking about giving value. So I'm talking about when you are So if I say in here, how to get more reach and the most viral words, I'm giving you the words inside of it right now, right? And I'm giving you the why as well. So when you close out this video, you're going to know some tips. Don't edit your video to get less reach and to get flagged by the Facebook algorithms. Okay, we already learned that. And, titles, the best viral titles are short ones, 62 characters, right? And what are the most common words, if you were to look back on them, that people are more likely to click on? Think about so far, you, your, how to. That's giving value to somebody, right? Oh, it's okay. No, that's good. That's a good example that we can talk about. I love that. That's awesome. Now I want you guys to talk. So that's a good example to show that you're shortening it and you're making it about them. Just make sure you make your delivery about them. So it's not just another title. It's not just purely a fake, lifeless, blankless title that was only used to get them to click on something, right? Because people won't come back. So that's the part we got to get better at, right? So how to, we all want to learn something how to in our life, right? Whether it's how to woodwork, whether it's how to make a recipe, whether it's how to make, a great cocktail, whatever it is, how to how to paint a wall, how to apply lip gloss the right way, right? How to parallel park. There's always somebody wanting to learn how to. So you just look at your world and you go, what can I teach somebody how to? Then you know what? Deliver a video that includes the how to. Put how to in your header, in your actual title, and then that links up for a really good chain of success. All right, how about this one? Why? Okay. And honestly, you know what? Let me just kind of do a side trip here just so that it helps you guys understand what makes viral videos. We are people of curiosity, right? When our curiosity is piqued, we're more likely to click on something, to check something out, right? We want to learn more. We want to read the book, right? Like there is like a trailer for a movie, all right? And if you ever read a lot about our brains, like we have this thing, like there's been so many studies on the brain and how if the loop is not closed, like we got to find out how this movie ends, right? Like it's an awful feeling when you don't know how something is going to end. So if somebody has piqued your curiosity, you're like, no, I gotta see this. Give me a second. I gotta see how this turns out, right? Like you gotta know, because it's unsettling to us as humans. So when we write headlines, we can think about that and go, well, what makes people curious? When we phrase it like even like a question, right? Unanswered questions. We don't like that feeling, all right? So you've heard before of the who, what, when, where, why, and sometimes how, right? Who, what, when, where, why, and how. And so what are all those? Those are all words that bring about questions, right? They raise curiosity. So those words alone into a headline can make an impact because people automatically go, well, who is it? Well, I gotta know, right? What is it? Why is it, right? So let's talk about why for a little bit. Why you should, let me think about something here. Think about something here, right? Give me a good why. You guys help me out. What's a good why headline and why that makes sense, right? Why you should always, let's see here. Why you should always reread your header before you hit post. Because if you think you're going to go back and change it later, yes, you can, but you might be messing with your algorithm, so you don't want to do it, all right? So that's why you should reread it, because if it messes up, you might be down the road later going, oh man, now that caused me more problems than ever before, right? Debbie says, so when I post pics of my wreaths, the description should be 62 characters? No. So I was talking about like headlines, all right? You think about headlines for magazines and things like that, right? They're very short. They're to the point. The words mean something, and the article delivers on those words. But it's very quick, so you can really quickly read a header to know exactly what that video is about or that, that article is about, without having to read a paragraph, because chances are most people will walk by a paragraph, right? They don't have time for that. We're busy people. Our brains can't process that much information. If I sent you an email right now and I only had 62 characters in it asking you to do something for me, versus when you open up an email and it has, 8 paragraphs, you'd be like, holy moly, girl, like, what do you need me to do? This just feels overwhelming, right? When you write your description, that's your paragraph. That's where you flesh it out, all right? That's when you use keywords, and we'll get into keywords and SEO, search engine optimization words. But you definitely, right now, we're talking about the title of your videos, the title of your articles. Keep it short, keep it sweet, keep it simple, make it impactful for the person who's going to be reading it. There you go, Jan. Why you should paint an old piece of furniture. Don't get me started on that. Don't get me started on that, because you know I'll be here all day telling you why you should paint it and not let it dilapidate in the basement. Why you should love on it. Exactly. So why you should do something arouses curiosity very, very well, right? Another one could be the most. That's also, if you look back with viral videos, don't do it fake clickbaity, okay? Don't do it the way that you know in your mind what clickbait is, all right? Do it from the point of curiosity and answering a question for your audience, all right? So you could say, the most, so if I did a video, I could say the most loved colors of 2019, right? People who know me and Junk Monkey Paint Company, they're going to want to see what are the most popular colors people are using. And then I could tell them about it, right? So I'm helping somebody else because they're probably going to want to know what the most popular colors are. I get those questions all the time. What's the most popular neutral colors that you have? Because a lot of people love neutrals, right? That I have other people to say, what are the most colorful colors that you see people order from you most? So I could do a video, the most vibrant colors that the most vibrant pick colors of 2019, Bahama Jade, Teal River, right? I could go in and do a video about that because I'm answering a question in somebody's minds. If you were a hair salon, you could do something like, the most, like the most popular, right? People want to know what's trending, what's hot right now. What are other people doing in their homes? Because again, we have that element of curiosity that we want to know about. Bridget says, when I edit the picture from my video that shows on Facebook, does that trigger the algorithm? The picture is always awful. So I've learned to let it go. Let it go. Just let it go, because I personally don't like, unless, I don't even know. There's been very few times that I edit the picture when I've gone and hit the publish button, okay? If you've published your newspaper, trying to always call it back to make edits, that might be a trigger. If you're at the point where you're putting out a video and you have the option, and if not, then, note to yourself to change up the photo grab, do it at that point. Once it goes out, I do not like stopping a video, triggering the algorithm to go in to make changes, right? Remember, people love you for who you are. And at the end of the day, if you've got if you look back to my live videos, there are the weirdest things. There are pictures and positions that you're just like, how, like, if all the stuff I did, like Facebook, why would you grab that? But you know what? You're thinking, my goodness, that was a horrible photo. Well, that might be the photo that makes people go, what is she doing? Like, what the heck is that? And click on it, all right? Raising curiosity. Bridget says, I always look confused. That is too funny. I'd leave it up there. Don't even mess with it. Don't even do anything that would possibly hurt your reach, because at the end of the day, you're trying to grow it. And if that confused look makes people go, why is she confused? Why does she look like that? Then you know what? Go with it. Go with it. Too funny. So yeah, so those are some of the words that are included in the most viral titles. And when you understand the why behind it, the curiosity, how it answers a question in someone's mind, and you're also giving them value, use it in a valuable way. Don't put out fake headlines that you can't deliver on. Then that is a very nice way to bring it together. Jocelyn says, I've never even thought to edit a pic on a video. Sometimes I look half awake and it isn't exactly becoming. I know that happens. It does. You can go back and you can do it. But I'm just telling you that I've done some reading into this. And when you're editing things, to you, it's just changing a picture. To Facebook, you're changing something. You're editing something. So think about it from this point of view, all right? Because it's up to you at the end of the day how you run your business and what you do. But I never want Facebook to think that I'm doing a bait and switch. Remember how earlier in here we talked about one day I'm talking about vacuum cleaners and tomorrow I'm talking about toasters, and there are two different audiences right there? you know, or going back into something and going, okay, all right, I put out this video and it went viral. Now I can go back in and I can change the price on it. You get what I'm saying? I can like add links to it. I can do all these things. That might be a little bit flag raising in Facebook's eyes. So just be more thoughtful on the front end. Why you should take a moment to autocorrect, right? Or to get your stuff right before you hit publish. Because if you publish a magazine, do you really want to go and stop the presses? Do you really want to go and try to haul that stuff back? You know, in your mind, it's just an edit button, but to the system, it might mean a flag for something bigger that's going on. And then especially if you get in, you're changing it a bunch of times, and that's just more of even like, what the heck? All right, maybe we should not, let's just put this on hold. Don't show it to as many people because something's going on there. We don't know what this creator is doing, right? Just let them go. And a lot of times Facebook will do screen grabs, but a lot of times it's action grabs, right? Because that's a whole other thing as well. That's a whole other topic for another day. But we know that when you see people action shots doing something, we will, again, our brains go, what are they doing, right? We want to see. If I did a picture and I was drinking water and maybe had a certain title on it, you'd be like, what is she doing, right? Or had a title about mixing a drink, or I don't know, I'm making a salad and my hands are in the bowl. And sometimes Facebook does a grab and parts of it might be blurry, right? It just grabs something. But that is what Facebook grabs onto, like that's an action shot, all right? And let it go, because Facebook figures, you know what, that's going to be a decent, that right there with a closed in, zoomed up look, whatever. Let it just pick whatever it is and move on, right? Move on. So with that, that is my topic of conversation this morning, something to think about. I'm going to go out and get some coffee now so my words come out better. But yes, think about words that you can use that will attract people to watch your video, to read your post, and why they would want it. And remember, one of the most important things is to take the deflection off of you. And remember, you're here to serve somebody else. So teach them how to do something today, right? Give them value and take it away from the I. Facebook does need glasses. Judy says, Sunshine State. Oh, I love me the sunshine. Vitamin D. It's going to be wonderful. So I'm going to film today. I filmed a little bit last night, and we went to bed early last night, though, because, like I said, we did the whole drive down. So Matt's getting ready to get out of the shower. I'm going to jump in the shower, and then we're going to hit the road. So thank you, guys. I will see you over on my other channel later today, just the Sonia Miller Creative channel. As always, I would love it if you would give this video a thumbs up, leave me a heart, leave me a comment if you haven't already done so. And take a moment to share this video with somebody out there as well that's trying to grow their business. You just need some good strategy to help them go further, right? Progress over perfection. We're in it together. Judy, I don't want to hear no talk of your snow. It snowed here today. Have fun, Sonia. I'm going to send you some sunshine, my friend. Thank you so much. All right. I'm going to get ready, head out, enjoy the sunshine, and film some good stuff for you guys. And today I'm planning to hit some thrift stores down here. I've already got a list of them. So it's bright and early. It's 8:37, and I'm ready to hit the road. Find the treasure. All right. I will see you guys over there later. Thank you for watching. Bye.